Motocross Hall of Fame. Racing this week out in Vado, New Mexico. I'm going to guess it's pronounced Vado, not Vado. Vado, New Mexico Speedway Park. I didn't even know about this track until our buddy from Springfield, Missouri, J.C. Morton, one of the premier racers in the Ozarks, goes out and takes on some of the best in the X-Mods class. Look at this. Josh Kane from New Mexico, 5th, moves up 13 spots. Christy Barnett from El Paso, Texas. Lucas Roden from North Dakota. Nick Rivera from Las Cruces, New Mexico. And our own Springfield, Missouri's J.C. Morton moves up 7 spots, beats them all. Congratulations, J.C. Morton, on a big win at Vado, New Mexico. And there's a look at J.C. I know that his wife and daughter wanted to be out there with him. They were watching it probably on Flow Racing. So congratulations, JC. I don't know if you can see this on there. He's out there in New Mexico. He's even got on his big black hat. He was doing a little intimidator there. Got the man in black. JC Morton, congratulations. That's a cool trophy to have. Chili Bowl. Told you that it was going to start Sunday night. Well, it started Sunday night with practice. They started having racing on Monday. They've been racing Monday, Tuesday, today. Goes all the way through Saturday. Well, some of you's favorite driver, Kyle Larson, unexpectedly announced today that he will be flying in and racing at the Chili Bowl. This was posted by J-Ski in a shocking turn of events, 2-time Chili Bowl Nationals champion and American motorsports icon. Kyle Larson announced he's returning to the biggest midget race in the world. That's kind of one of those oxymorons, the biggest midget race. Larson, the 2020 and 2021 Golden Driller winner, will reunite with former longtime car owner Keith Kunz and Pete Willoughby to drive the Keith Kunz Curb Agajanian Motorsports number 98K, sponsored by DJ Horton Flow Racing, Hendrix Cars. He'll be Thursday. Now, why is this a shocking turn of events? Well, you might remember last year when he didn't go for the three-peat, this was his quote. So I've been going to the Chili Bowl for 15 years. It's a great event and I love it. Larson told Racing America on Wednesday, this was last year, I've spent half my life going there, but now that I've started racing in these other big events against big names, they just feel like a bigger deal to me than the Chili Bowl. Well, that didn't sit real well with a lot of people. And he said out last year, he came back to it this year. So whatever the case is, you Kyle Larson fans can be excited. Little Kyle Larson is going to be back at the Chili Bowl starting tomorrow night. Now, Tuesday we had racing. Let's see, we have Monday. Yep, I had this out of order. I sure did. Monday night, the O'Reilly Race of Champions was a separate event from their other racing. Logan Seavey took the win. Tyler Courtney second. Cannon McIntosh was third. In the Cummins qualifying night, Tanner Carrick took the win. Shane Golobic is second. And Michael Pickens rounded out your top three. Last night, the Warren Cat qualifying night, Michael Buddy Kofoid took the win, Hank Davis second, and Chase McDermott third. So here's where we are on this. We'll zoom in on here because I know you can't see it as well. Tonight, York Plumbing qualifying night. That is going on tonight. Tomorrow, Victory Fuel qualifying night. Friday night, the Hard Rock Casino Tulsa qualifier. And then Saturday night, Tulsa Expo Raceway, it's driller time. So, still got quite a bit of racing left to see here. 1, 2, 3, 4 more days of this. So don't miss out on that if you have Flow Racing. The Tulsa Chili Bowl coming up here in just a little bit probably. Actually had some drag racing going on this week. Tony Cope, good to see you here, my friend. Drag racing, hard to believe, especially with the weather way it's been this week. But last Sunday, Centerville Dragway in Centerville, Arkansas, they had an event. The Super Pro winner and overall winner for the day, Keith Hall, But the winner of the foot brake class and second place overall, He's been right here in this studio for an interview. He races BMX, he races go-karts, he races drag strip, he races everything. Matt Sampietro, one of my favorite dudes. Congratulations, Matt. Went down and took the win. There's a look at Matt. We'll just zoom in there on there. There's Matt taking the trophy. I sure missed that one. Today's like yesterday. Makes me miss that kind of cold weather for sure. So congratulations, Matt. And then Keith Hall with the win in the Super Pro and the overall win. Monster Energy Supercross. Now, races coming up this week in San Francisco. Last week was Anaheim 1. I told you a little bit about Missouri's own Vince Friese. I counted no less than 3 wrecks he was involved with, let's say. One of them had a bit of a further look on it. Now, if you're at all squeamish, you might not want to watch this one. Matt, I hope you heard us. We were just talking about you a minute ago. I hope you heard it. If you're squeamish, you might want to turn your head on this one, but this is what happened in the race. Right there, this is a guy's front wheel. This rider's foot went down into the wheel as the wheel was turning. That didn't work out real well, and you can see his leg is pointed this way and his foot is pointed right at us. So his leg's going that way and his foot's going that way. That is not what you want to have happen, and you can see there, that is one severely dislocated foot. It wasn't broke though, and if you're old, you've heard some old person tell this joke about the guy hitting himself in the head with a hammer, and somebody says, "Why are you doing this?" Because it feels so good when I stop. This is them resetting this foot. I'll try to bleep out the cuss word here. Ah, there. See, kind of had a cuss word.
Oh my God. Did you get that on video?
He went from excruciating pain to, hey, did you get that on video? Hard to believe that that a foot could separate, could dislocate to that degree, have that much pain, and then when they pop it back in place, he's just like, oh, okay. That tough son of a gun, I bet you he'll be in San Francisco this week. Moving over to some NASCAR news. My favorite. I'm not even going to try to pretend that he's not. Kyle Busch is my dude. Rebel Kentucky Bourbon has signed on to be a sponsor, the official bourbon of Richard Childress Racing, and they are going to be the sponsor for several races on the Kyle Busch car. Now that is one good-looking car. There's a couple of his cars that I'm not real crazy about the paint schemes on, but that one, that is slick. And I will tell you, I've already checked on this. If you're like me, I'm going to buy some of it. Their marketing's work because they're on my guy. So I'm going to go buy a bottle of this Rebel Bourbon, Kentucky Bourbon. This one right here, you can get that at the South Fork Family Ranch of Drinks. So you can go into any of the stores, the Whistle Stop in Monette, Sigs and Swigs in Nixa, any of those stores, pick yourself up some, Lux Row Distillers, the Rebel Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, and you can sip on that while you watch Kyle Busch hopefully win a championship this year. While we're talking about NASCAR, IROC is back. That's right, the International Race of Champions. IROC Holdings LLC, a joint venture company created by NASCAR Hall of Fame member Ray Evernham and former NASCAR Cup team owner and venture capitalist Rob Kaufman, announced the formation of the joint venture and the acquisition of the rights to the IROC brand. Known as IROC, International Race of Champions, a series of races was held annually from 1973 to 2006. Actually, it was 74. IROC brought together the greatest drivers from all forms of motorsports to compete against each other in iconic cars on historic tracks. It ended in 2006. It has been formed to house the business operations with the intent to have an IROC racing in 2024 with historic IROC race cars while exploring future opportunities. The company will initially be based in Mooresville, North Carolina, and out of all the IROC pictures, I picked out the one with with Dale Sr. and Dale Jr. IROC was originally in 1972, David Lockton came up with the idea. Roger Penske, Les Richter, and Mike Phelps were the ones who really put it into play. Raced from 1974 to 2006. When funding ran out, couldn't find a sponsor in 2007. They were like, okay, we're going to take a couple races off and then we'll be right back into it. No sponsorship came around. 2008, they had a going out of business sale and sold everything. So, coming back this year, International Race of Champions, IROC. And just because I know some of you are young, may not understand how cool it was in the mid-'80s to have an IROC Camaro. IROC Z. That's just cool. And of course, to go along with the 80s, you got to have some cool Miami Vice type graphics there. The IROC Z. Cool car. So glad to see that. I know Miss Joyce Brixey's going to love that. Miss Joyce Brixey, I could see you driving that with the T-tops out, just blasting some tunes. Oh, you better watch out, Miss Brixey. She will blow your doors off, I guarantee you. Racing this weekend, AMA Monster Energy Supercross back in action, San Francisco, California, 450 and 250 West, 7 o'clock on the Peacock. You're going to need Peacock so that you aren't whining and complaining about not being able to watch the Chiefs football game when it's a 40 below zero and they're in their playoff game. It's like $5 a month. Just get the Peacock for Pete's sakes. Watch the Chiefs football and watch AMA Supercross from San Francisco. Also on Saturday, Mid-South Arena Cross from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Emma Indoor Raceway, indoor, that's always good. Kart race number 5 in Emma, Missouri. And all this week, it's the Chili Bowl Nationals, Tulsa, Oklahoma, available on Flow Racing. Also, Friday, Saturday, Kicker Arena Cross in Loveland, Colorado. That races will be shown on FS2. That's what I'm trying to say, Fox Sports 2. That is going to do it for this Wednesday. Man, JC Morton, I'm glad to see you were here. We led off the show, so you'll have to catch it back here on the replay. We were talking about how you went out there to New Mexico and lit it up. So congratulations. Look, Mary Stagner's here. Who would have thought? I can't believe she's on here. You can send me an email at orptvmedia@gmail.com or shoot me a text 417-872-9854. Man, I think the world of you guys. Thank you so much for being here. It's the highlight of my... Next to coming home to Mary Stagner, the best thing in my week... See, I'm not stupid. The next best thing in my world is coming down here Sundays and Wednesdays at 6 p.m. and hopefully entertaining at least a small percentage of you. That's going to do it. We'll see you back here Sunday for ORP TV. I'm Stag.
From the Hollywood side.
From the Hollywood side in Los Angeles, California, I'm Stag, and you're watching ORP TV.
Goodbye. See you next time.
ORP TV.
Here for ORP TV, we try to have a lot of fun.